people reject the entire category of religion because of past bad associations or present bad associations. I can relate to this. When I was a child, I just did not view religion favorably. I thought it was silly. I thought people who were very religious were boring, and I thought they were arrogant. And frankly, that wasn't just my perception. I think they really were this way. And so I tended to reject the entire category of religion and the entire category of God from my life. And this is just simply not a reasonable conclusion. William Golding, the author of The Lord of the Flies, who was an atheist, said that the problems of human society are the problems of human nature. That is to say that it's not religion as a category that's a problem. It's human nature that's the deeper problem. The video tries to point this out using love as a parallel example of how people have been burned by love, and so they tend to just throw out the entire category, at least temporarily, and say, they're never going to let themselves fall in love again because they got hurt and burned so bad. Simon and Garfunkel famously described this in the song, "I Am a Rock, I Am an Island," where they said, if I never would have loved, I never would have cried. And then the person is bitterly denouncing all of love as a category. I could have used politics, I could have used sports. There are many things where we are passionate about, and we're completely sold out to something, and then we get burned by it, and then we tend to want to reject that category for at least a time in our lives. But some people reject something like religion perpetually over this, and that's not really a reasonable conclusion. And someone like Gödel shows us how that religions are, in fact, bad often, or for the most part bad, because they're practiced and governed by people who are human beings, it turns out. And so they bring all sorts of chaos and mess into that, just as they do into love, or just as they do into politics and so on. So, but Gödel, who was widely regarded as the greatest logician since Aristotle, thought that God was necessary, was an essential foundation for rational thinking. If we want to believe that the truths we judge to be, in fact, truth, then we need some kind of rational warrant to justify those conclusions, and God is an essential part of that foundation. Whether you understand that or not isn't relevant right now. What's important is that Gödel, who was not religious, could see that there was something very important about the existence of God that was crucial for anyone who's trying to think about anything. And at the same time, Gödel himself was not particularly religious.